Hello and welcome back to the Cymru Cactuars. We are looking at Opus 26, Gunslinger in the Abyss. I always think, is it in the, of the? I can never remember correctly. But I'm joined by the illustrious Jack Canavan and Paul Fallon. Say hello, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, guys.
We are not going to beat around the bush too much. We're going to try our best today to not say Una, so that we can stay positive and stay relatively on the ball with this. Right, guys?
Well, it's everybody's favourite deck at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows what it is, what it does, and, well, they should at this point. So, yeah.
I'm not massively sure it's going to change.
No, probably not. It'll have to come up at some point, but maybe not right at the start.
But giving life into old decks, we have IMA, something for samurais, 5 CP, good, 7k, less good. But when she enters the field, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck and play up to one job samurai or card name samurai, cost 3 or less among them to the field, and add up to one job samurai or card name samurai, cost 9 or less among them to your hand. Turn the rest of the other cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Look, if you're playing samurais, that's going to hit, right?
Yeah, it's going to hit, and obviously you're going to want to thicken up your samurai count, which in most samurai decks, even though they haven't been played for a while, you'd be hitting maybe around half of your deck as potential valid targets, just because you always wanted Tenzin to hit.
Yeah.
The same sort of and as we were saying just then, IME is not a contested name. So,
not at all, yeah.
It doesn't replace anything or replace a different one, so I don't know. I think this could be worth a try. I think it's quite interesting. I mean, the fact you'd be able to get like a backup played off of this, more than likely, because all of your samurais are backups near enough. Then maybe add a Tenzin to hand or something better or something different. I think it's quite cool. I think, it's going to be, you are going to have to be very heavily skewed towards samurais to make this work. I mean, around 50-50 is a good place to start, I would say.
So what's the most expensive samurai this can hit for the
Tenzin?
It costs 6 or 7?
6.
Tenzin 6. There's a 7-cost Cyan as well from Opus 15.
Okay.
So
that was quite a beefy one, because that one, you would I think it would do like 9k whenever himself or other samurais did something. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if people sleeve this up.
There's some solid targets for it. The eagle-eyed will probably notice as well that this is number 2, as number 1 is Azema of the 12. We are going to do the 12 all in one big go at the end of this. We're going to do fire, ice, and wind in this one. And as ever, we're going to cut across cards a little bit just so that they make a little bit more sense in context. So next of all, we'll be going straight over to Clive, because obviously the next card would be Ifrit. So we have a new Clive. He's not quite as good as the old one, but he's an interestingly designed card. I don't know if he's a good card. Paul, you're probably our resident fire guy. What do you think?
Well, looking at this effect and all of the others in the set that are Cat 16, a lot of them are counting the number of icons dominance either out of play or in your break zone. So the whole thing is sort of really encouraging you to play an almost title format deck of, lots and lots of valid targets, so that each of these effects will sort of hit in and do things on a very sort of consistent way. I like this Clive. I think it's interesting. Obviously the other one has made quite a big impact, and it's going to be hard to knock that one off the top slot, I think.
Priming 5 is pretty rough.
Running 5 Clive is pretty rough. I mean...
No, I mean priming 5.
Priming 5, sorry, yeah. That is a very big ask. The fact that what made the other Clive so good was that he was an even-costed card with an even-costed prime. This is the complete opposite. Odd cost. It's the same net cost all in all, but... for something... I don't know.
I think the underlying issue with this one as well is how easy is it to get the icons you want removed from the game? Because at that point they have to die, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, you have to put them in the break zone. You can use his own effect to remove certain choice ones from your own break zone, but that feels a little clunky and a little heavy-handed, considering you've got to get rid of your stuff and then remove it from play to make him that much better. I don't know. I mean, in a very dominant priming deck, it could be quite interesting, because suddenly if he gained, let's say, Odin 16's effects and Ifrit 16 effects from Opus 24, then suddenly he becomes a really strong card. But
costing 3 as well. I think
properly.
Costing 3 he's a solid like Montleonis target.
Yeah.
I think what it comes down to is if the effect of removing a card from the break zone and drawing a card is good, then this is good. But it's a case of if the fire decks really have the space for that. I think it's cool, but I don't know if it's good. Ifrit's 16, really interesting though. I think this is pretty cool. If he's blocked or chosen by an ability, like sort of the old Braska's Final Aeon sort of thing, it deals your opponent 1 point of damage when he is primed into. Ifrit gains if he's dealt damage less than his power, it becomes 0 instead. Look, at worst, I can see this as Ifrit S's for the old Ifrit 16, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best use of it, mainly because I think that the way the game is now, your opponent taking points of damage in a lot of cases isn't a negative anymore. Yeah,
sure. So especially if it's going to hit Leviathan and put this straight back, like, removed from the game in that way. But I don't think this is a bad card, and I do expect this to see play. There's not really a lot of hidden depth to something like this. It does exactly what it says, right?
But between this and the Clive, it definitely shows that they're thinking about like new types of ways to have cards play.
Yeah. Something a bit.
At the moment, I'm not sold on changing these two over for the original two. I think the original two work a bit better and a bit more consistently. We'll have to see, though. We'll have to see how these pan out. But it is interesting design space to have more options for Clives and Ifrits and other priming choices.
What there definitely is stuff to talk about, though, is basic cards that you've been waiting for a long here
we go.
This Elwyn, generic searcher for a fire forward. This is, and it's a common. This is, I say this is bad. This is very good news if you're a Magissa fan, because I've always been a big proponent of, I don't like that deck because I feel like too much of the searching is out of your control. I now think that deck is excellent. Simple as that. Yeah. Magissa is ridiculous now because of this. This opens the door for so much that you couldn't do before, and I think it's definitely worth looking at a lot of mono fire based things now, right?
Definitely. Not just mono fire based things. I think, stuff with a fire splash in there as well. It's going to open up sort of avenues for that. The category 16 name and job, they're not going to rock the world. But I mean, the fact that the other generic in element searches are still played regardless of whatever job or category they are, it's important. I think this is going to see a lot of play, and there's going to be a lot of people putting it to use in various different ways.
I think this is by far the best common in the set by a mile.
Yes.
Well, do you know this is definitely a set for commons. My God, some of the the stuff that's down on low rarity is like we always say buy your foils and things like that, but like really there's going to be a lot of good stuff that you can get for not breaking the bank at all in this. Speaking of which, like a long time ago we had a Caius that was sort of like this new Zach, but that had massive downsides, and this almost doesn't really. Zach's not a huge name other than the limit break at the moment, but 4 cost, 7k, below curve. That's what you expect of a common. But being able to play one fire forward of cost 3, one fire forward of cost 3 or less from your hand onto the field, and then when a forward other than him enter the field, it gains 2,000 power to the end of the turn. Like this is really good. I couldn't believe this when I saw this. I know some people have been sort of like down on it or a bit meh, but like this is crazy good.
I've definitely been one of the meh people on it, although it's another way to cheat out Zidane, which is always a concerning thing.
Well, that's it. Zidane now swinging for 9k is huge. I mean, another name is Axstar. You can go, I think put that down in there as a good target for it. I think there's some really interesting choices that you could make with it. I think there's some. This is a really fun card to use. I'm quite looking forward to trying it.
Playing it off the legend cloud as well. Like there's just
sure.
So much combo potential you've got for this as well. Like I just find this incredibly. We're going to go as far as we can. We're going to go this cloud into this, into Axstar, into Godot, into the Crystal Soul. Pay a crystal and play another 4. We're going to go as far as we can with this.
I played one card and my whole hand's gone.
It's Shanto.
Yeah.
But like, I'll be buying my foils of this. Like, I think the cards like this, I think like just going to blow open what you can do and what you can expect as well. So, I'm really impressed with it. Next up we have Saz. When Saz enters the field, choose one forward opponent controls and deal it 4,000 damage. If Saz has entered the field due to an ability of a category 13 character, deal it 8,000 damage instead. Who's he coming in from?
They're really pushing in the free play aspects for the Cat 13.
Well,
there's 4 forwards that can bring him out now.
Yeah, I mean, there's Godot, Lightning.
Godot, Lightning, the original Caius, or the Caius that cheat things in, and then there was one more.
Answers on a postcard, please, folks.
Hope, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What does the Fang in this set do it? Should we skip straight to the Fang?
It does not.
Fang reduces cost.
Oh, I see. That's right. We won't skip straight to the Fang then. We'll get to that. I say I'm a big fan of Toshitaka Matsuda's artwork. I am not really a big fan of the stuff that he's done in this set for Final Fantasy 13 because it just sort of... It's not particularly special, and I think that his stuff usually is. The effect... I don't really see this out of limited formats, really.
There's better Sazes, I think, is the problem.
The Sazes don't come
Almost
much better than this, but...
no, but I think they're all better than this one.
Yeah. If you're still playing anything with that, it's going to be the Dodge Searcher, right? That's probably one of the best ones.
I think that will retain the best one, yeah.
I'm just going to mention this up top right now. The Opus 15 Crystal Commons have been reprinted because this means that they don't leave L3 again.
Is this their 4th iteration now, I think?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The worst foils you can get now.
I don't get why they don't just put a stipulation on L3 and L6 saying these cards will always be legal.
Yeah.
Instead of reprinting them every 3
just
sets.
Print them as promos and say, PR, this, and this is always legal in L3.
Yeah.
And L6. There you go. Cool, done.
It's like an easy way to not take up space each set or every 3 sets.
Joshua. Okay, so Legend. I don't massively get it, if I'm honest.
And this is another one that sort of requires you to build up your break zone and or out of play before he becomes really massive and powerful.
Is it just priming 1 that's like the big deal with this? Because like priming into the old Phoenix is pretty good, and the new one's not bad.
Process, but it still costs the same, right? Because the other Josh was 1 CP into a 3 CP prime.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the fact is that the old Joshua can cycle stuff back into your deck, whereas this can potentially kill something on entry. Is you are paying the same net cost if you're going to go straight Josh into Phoenix, but you've got different avenues to do that.
It's just reading this one though. It's like, yeah, I get it can kind of work in fire, but did we ever really see a prime deck take off or do well because they're in obviously every element?
Every priming deck that I saw that was good didn't really have much to do with Joshua. Well, it is worth. It's going to deal some damage, most likely, probably. But I would happily be wrong on this. And I'd love someone to show me that this thing is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I don't get it. I really don't. It's not something I'm massively hyped for. I do think the priming one is nice, but like you say, it's just the same cost, the different way around. I think maybe that makes a difference, but maybe not enough.
Well, it is curious that this is a legend in this set. I mean, compared to the other legends, there's an obvious disparity.
And we've seen some pretty good heroes, yeah, definitely.
It just feels like it needed to be a little bit. The stats needed to be a little bit higher.
Yeah. I don't know if it would have killed it to have been a 7K. I get it's because Joshua's a kid still in this one, but I
assume it's because the aim is he's not really going to stay as Josh. You're basically going to use the effect and immediately prime.
Prime him into Phoenix 16, which only costs 3 anyway. But when Joshua primes into Phoenix 16, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add up to 2 fire cards and or category 16 cards among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So he has to be primed for it to do something. But then you have Flames of Rebirth, which is S, 2 fire, 2 and dull, to choose one category 16 forward in your break zone and play it onto the field. That's massive, right? What's the
really
biggest
cool
guy he can play?
If it's 16?
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah, that's huge.
It's a very expensive S effect, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to cost exactly the same. Well, 1 CP cheaper than paying Ifrit 16 normally. But I don't know. I think this Phoenix will see more play than the other one did, because the older Phoenix sort of, it could only bring back 2 drop or less forwards from your deck. And really, that boiled down to Firion and Zidane.
Let's have a look at that one as well. So, choose one fire card and play it onto the field. Yeah. Well, it was tax or prime, so that's going to keep being recurring value as well. There's a good argument for both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, you want the S fodder anyway for the S effect.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and it's going to, look. I think it's good. I think it's one of those, right? I think this is good.
Especially if you're playing a mono fire deck or a heavy Cat 16 deck, like the card advantage this gets from priming, you've paid for the Josh in itself, basically.
Yeah. So I think the problem I'd say experiment, make sure give it a go, see what you can do, but I'm not saying that the dirty word right now, but it doesn't feel like experimentation's a lot possible at the moment, because I keep thinking, oh man, auto abilities.
How much am I willing to pay for this to go off?
Yeah. Well, it can't do the dull thing because it'll never get up. Yeah. So there is
anyway.
That. We're not mentioning it. We're not talking about it. Onion Knight from Final Fantasy Tactics S, which I don't believe is in service anymore. Am I right?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure it's an old mobile game.
Fantastic. Well, here it is in the card game for all of its fans. It probably didn't even make it out of Japan.
This card itself is pretty weird and probably quite rubbish, to be honest. I mean, it's forcing dual element play, but not for much of a big reward.
It does say choose one forward, so if you have a way to boost damage on a thing for Magissa, it is going to do that, and it's not going to break it to do it. So like not terrible. If the 3K matters.
I had to keep rereading this though. Why is it Earth?
Oh, because the other one's fire. Because there's a gladiator later in the set that's fire that does pretty much the opposite. You have to discard a fire card.
Yeah, but they did like ice lightning made sense.
Yeah.
I don't. Fire Earth to me does. I can't think of the time I've ever seen a Fire Earth deck.
No.
Well, Avalanche, but that's
Avalanche.
Like, yeah.
But that's not going to put these in.
No. The other it's because the other two are wind water, and they sort of combo together more commonly. Ice lightning combo together more commonly. This is the rest.
we ran out of elements, so we checked Earth on here.
10 out of 10, sexy ass thong. That's it. Next up we have G Tyvus, how come your mum let you have 2 searchers?
Yes.
Right? Oh wait, no, it's Naji.
Well, that is a contested name, of course, because we do have the Opus 10 Naji, which is possibly one of the greatest cards in the game. So, obviously, you know, we can't really do much better than this.
Is that the only other Naji?
Oh, no, I just know where it is. I know exactly where it is. This is my good friend Dan's favorite card, so I know exactly where it is.
This is very good for Warriors.
Oh, you couldn't ask for better, really, right? And the fact that now you can have this and Elwyn, like, yeah, whatever.
Well, even then, like, Tyvus can get
coming home,
which then you can get the play target for Tyvus off of this.
Yeah,
so you just run into a backup as well.
So I mean, if you're somehow incredibly already flush and you still want to play your Tyvus, you can pick this up with Tyvus and have it for later, or you can pick this up off of Volker as well. You know, the fact that it's a job warrior means you can play it for 1 off of Volker.
Does Volker let you play backups for cheaper?
I think it's just any job warrior for cheaper.
Let's have a look. We have
That's really good, if so.
Oh, no, that's too big. We're not doing that.
Zoomed in.
Nah, well,
he's big, but he's not that big.
He likes that bread.
I'm not fixing it. That's it. It doesn't matter. We'll never know is the answer.
Okay.
But I think so. I think it is.
It is your next card or job name warrior is reduced by 3.
Yeah. So I mean, you can play this for 1 CP, even though the fact is up at Volker you're already searching for 2 warriors. It's versatility and makes the card still good if you're already in play and not needing it to get set up.
Yeah. Still waiting for them to print that Mithril Musketeer support, though.
I do.
They're putting it on all the new ones.
I do love that it says like you can search for a card named Warrior as if that's gonna see play, like, but still, like, it could not say that and we'd still be like, man, busted.
And it's a common.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
They really want you searching now and shuffling that deck, don't you? Like
on EX burst as well. It's just like, okay.
Just in case there weren't enough good attributes, we put EX burst on there. This card would be just as playable without the EX burst. We all agree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. We have Uncle Byron. When Byron enters the field, choose 1 Clive or a card named Joshua in your break zone, add it to your hand. And put Byron into the break zone, play 1 card named Clive or kind of Joshua of Costarillas in your break zone from your hand onto the field. That sort of sounds sort of like rubbishy, I guess, but there's like stuff you can do with Montleonis to play this, so that you can get like Ifrit S's and stuff. But it's kind of is it a little bit at odds with what like the Clive and Joshua want to do? Because if you want them in the break zone or removed from the game, you don't want them back in your hand, surely?
Well, no, that's it. It's a bit weird, and the fact that this obviously isn't job, icon, or dominant, so it doesn't fit in with the synergy of the others anyway. So this is Warden of the Port, Isolde, I think. Isolde?
Yeah.
Isolde, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, you're probably going to struggle to find room for this. And, you know, you probably just realize you can play a combination of Clive, Ifrit, Joshua, Phoenix perfectly fine without him.
my thought process on him went. When I originally read him, I was like, I thought he's pretty good and pretty decent. Then I hit the power number in the bottom and went, oh, he's not a backup. And then it went down in my estimations quite a bit.
As a backup, crazy good. As a forward, forget about it.
Correct.
Next up, we have... I can't fucking believe it, man.
Oh, man.
I never thought I'd see the day that the Faris that currently sees play might be dropped out of that deck.
Why not both? It's this is crazy, man. Oh man, it's so good. This is what a legend in Opus 26 looks like. My god. 5 CP, EX, 9k. Pirate Warrior of Light. When Faris enters the field, you may search for one card named Lena. Card name, so get the backup. Brilliant. Cool. If it just said that, you'd probably still consider playing this. But no. At the beginning of the attack phase during each of your turns, you may play one fire or water forward of cost equal to or less than the number of backups you control from your hand onto the field. So, like, at worst, it's playing like Firion, right?
Yeah, this doesn't even have to be a Warriors of Light deck card. Like, you can put this in Fire Water Warriors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play 4-color wall or 4-color wall, which is really cool.
Oh, I haven't set my backup line up. Doesn't matter. I've not got one element out. Ah, well, it's fine.
It's crazy the stuff that you can do with this, though, right? Like,
yeah, this is going to be huge. This is going to see a lot of play, I think. I mean,
the full arts of this are going to be crazy, really.
For the artwork, I think.
If you get one of them, do not let it go for cheap. It is going to be probably one of the most expensive cards in the set.
Oh, well, I say about the artwork for this as well. As soon as they saw this, I said, get fucked, Magic the Gathering. You don't have a single card that looks as good as this. So, not jealous.
If they can do some cards like this in the Lana each set with this kind of artwork design, man, like, the full arts are just getting better and better.
Have we had Rina Yoshiura before? I don't know if we have. Might be a new artist, but man, it's good. Faris, she looks great, and yeah, get your foils, get your full arts. Well, I mean, these are going to be expensive from the start, so trade your mum away to get them, I suppose.
I mean, you're going to have to. A lot of people are going to have to settle for non-foils of this because I think this is going to be snapped up quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
This might be
non-foil.
This might be the Chase Legend that goes up in price this set.
I think it could be. Yeah, it's like even if you get the Lena EX like Amaterasu or something like that, it won't die, and then you're still going to go to combat and you're still going to get value, but it's like recurring value as well. My God, just.
It's so strong.
She's got all the right stats to not be easily deal withable as well.
Yeah, like and because it's called Faris and it is a choice to a certain degree as well. Like, this is not something I read and go like, this is something I can get excited for because of its strong power, but like maybe not overwhelming and stuff like that. Whereas other things, I mean, look, you can play the Alphano and search a card in your attack phase. That's cool. Like anything like that, I think, it's a little bit like Axstar in a way, that will just keep going. But again,
or you can just play Axstar off of it. And look, I mean, there's lots of potential here.
You don't even have to play water because you got the light Lena as well. Like there's so much you can do with it. Like I don't know. I think it's cool as I think there's.
It's very, very good.
I think this one gets the Paul Fallon seal of approval.
Hang on. I've got it. There it is.
There it is. Yeah. I mean, it's not a card I would normally play. I've not really played Warriors of Light all that much, but I have to respect power when I see it.
Yeah. Well, next up we have Fang, which is pretty interesting. Oh, hang on, that didn't update. Let's try that again. Fang. Wasn't spoiled at all during the season, so brand new today for us to read. When Fang, there's a lot of text. My God, when Fang enters the field, you may search for one joblessly and add it to your hand. That's cool because that's backups as well.
Yes.
During this turn, the cost required to cast your next joblessly is reduced by 1. That again is really good, right? Because that means that 3 cost backups become 2. That's stuff like that is really, really,
The funny part there, to ruin it for you, there are no 3-cost C backups.
Oh, is the Sarah?
However,
They're all even costed, with the exception of the Type 0 ones, because they are also Lissy.
Oh, interesting.
Which I think is only Vermilion Bird, Cactuar. But yeah, all the Cat 13 ones are all they mostly cost 2.
interesting note is that this can become 0. So the 1-cost Lightning from Opus 15 can be 0 if you have enough. If you have nothing else in your hands.
It's also the
And the new
Vanille,
Earth Legend, Vanille.
which I was wondering how she was going to go into a Cat 13 deck, but this might be the way.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what you're supposed to do then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not doing in this batch. We're not doing Earth today. But we'll have a quick look at Vanille, see if that makes a bit more sense of it then. But when Vanille is put from the field into the break zone, you may remove your Vanille from the game. When you do so, choose one category 13 forward in your break zone, add it to your hand. Strange that this is a legend, though.
It's very odd.
I think she's just supposed to draw cards, right? But back to Fang, because we haven't looked at for tap and put Fang into the break zone. Search for one card named Bahamut and add it to your hand. During this turn, the cost required to cast your next Bahamut is reduced by 4. That's pretty cool.
And again, no cat becomes 0 on it.
Yeah, so you can play your 4-cost Bahamuts, and there's many to choose from. Some of them very strong. Play them for 0. I mean, if you...
Would you think this will be finding something for the for Bahamut Caius from, was it Opus 22?
Yeah, 23.
23? Maybe this will be something for that. I don't know.
It's more
Maybe.
Bahamut support in category, yeah.
I mean, is that... I think it was the same set as Caius. There was that Bahamut that sees a lot of play now, which is 5-cost, but it's 3-cost during your turn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This will become 0.
Well,
This would actually become 1 because I think he says cannot become 0. I don't know. I'll have to double check the wording.
No, it's just reduced by 2 in your turn. But we're definitely going to see Cat 13 have an attempt this set, I think.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
amount of cards for it.
Yeah, there's enough here to give it an honest try.
Oh God, no! Doesn't that make the Legend Lightning cost 2? Ugh. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah. Just
Lovely.
a quick sneak peek into the future. Oh yeah, no. That's rough af as as we'd usually say. But well, next up we have Bugenhagen. Finally.
I like this card.
It's pretty good. If you're playing any sort of like fire-based Category 7 deck, it's not bad at all. I don't know if the Red 13 ability is that relevant, to be honest, because there's sort of no...
We didn't get a Red 13 this set for it to play. So
No, we got one last
but I
set.
don't think... We had one last set. We had the LB one last set, didn't we?
We had the one CP one as well last set.
Yeah.
I mean, I can take it or leave the Red 13. Can this play the Red 13 backup? Yes, it can. So that's interesting. I think this is a secret soldier card because soldiers is like I've been trying it towards the end of this format, and one of the things I've been really lamenting and missing is a good fire backup that isn't Angeal.
Yeah.
And I think this will go quite well into it because with a soldiers deck, you are going to be filling it to the brim. And if you are going to go the fire route with soldiers, which, spoilers for lightning, might not be the way forward, but it's a very interesting card. I'm quite looking forward to it. I mean, it's a brand new name. It's a tutor. Look at the scry card or whatever the magic equivalent is. Look at the top of your deck and get more. There's a lot to like on this card. I think this will see a decent amount of play.
How excited are you for this in your Cat 7 Crystal Bearers deck, Paul?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I think
It's going to hit.
Well, exactly. We haven't really talked about Crystal Bear in the way of a lot of these cards, where I think it gives. Obviously we've got priming giving new life a little bit more in that. Now that a lot of these cards have 2 targets and everything, but of course it'll be solid in that, and more backups that help kind of boost the game plan is definitely going to be worth it. But next up, we have the first in this set's cycle of summons. First up, we have Phoenix. Man, this one's good. This is like one of the best of them as well. So there's a little bit of a mechanic in this set where instead of paying CP, or as well as paying CP, you can dole 2 active forwards. But with this, you can pay this for nothing if you dole 2 active fire forwards, and you can choose 1 fire forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone and play it onto the field dull, which is like, again, if your opponent is, passing turn and you've just like, blocked out, you don't have it anymore, get that Zidane. Zidane doesn't need haste if he's going to just attack next turn anyway, right?
I'm glad that the payment with your own forwards has to be in your turn.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair. I mean, there's a lot of people chatting about this for, again, warriors, because I mean, if you're going to be dulling and freezing your Tyvus and your Volker or whatever off of an Axstar entry, why not make it a little bit more spicy by paying with this instead? Granted, your 2-cost target is also going to become frozen if you do that, but I think it's quite an interesting design space.
Again, there's a lot you can do with stuff like this. Fire forwards of cost 2 have always been pretty good. Targets at this stage is just insane, right? Like, there's just loads of stuff you can do. Again, this is still going to be Furion or Zidane or something like that. Yeah.
Those are the big 2.
But no, I mean, ending fire here over Whimper on the last 2. We have the first in this cycle of monsters, and they're all sort of bad, to be honest. They're all forwards in your turn. Yeah, it's one of the better ones. But like, so when Behemoth, so he's 7k haste. But when he deals damage to your opponent, you put Behemoth into the break zone, and when you do so, choose 1 forward opponent controls, do the 8,000 damage. So that's sort of neither here nor there, because it's going well. Even if your opponent doesn't have any forwards, this has to break. You have to put this in the break zone. All of these monsters have to do that, and they don't have like when they're put into the break zone triggers, so it's not going to be any good for Witch Defends or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think this is going. This isn't going to be anything that is going to make a deck. I don't think.
I would have liked this and the other ones to cost 3 and then have the damage effect be a you may.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real though. I think monsters are just fine as they are. We don't really need any more amazing monsters right now.
I'm happy they're not printing. Well, I'm happy for the most part they're not printing monsters that are becoming more and more of a problem.
And then ending out on fire, we have Lannister, 3 CP, 8k. When a forward you control attacks, gains it 1,000 power to the end of the turn. Nothing to say. Cool.
It's a card.
It's great for pre-release.
Sure. I mean, so the thing is with that is that all your opponents have got them as well because they're commons, which means like it's not that good.
That's it. But, I mean, it's not going to break the bank. But in a limited format, I think it's, in pre-release, I would consider putting this and some of the other FFTS cards in there that are forwards. They're all sort of okay in pre-release because there's slightly more power creep than the normal thing, and obviously in pre-release it is Wild West. You are just trying to figure out the best thing you can do, and this swinging for 9k on a 3 CP body is pretty good in that context alone. Everywhere else, no, you're all right.
Yeah, it's just a limited card, really.
And well, moving straight into ice, I suppose we have everyone's favorite character from Final Fantasy 16. We have Annabella.
Finally.
Well, if you haven't played it, it's Clive and Joshua's mother, and she's not very nice. Just put it simply.
She looks nice.
Look at that skull.
Yeah. resting bitch face, I believe they call it. But as a 2CP ice backup, along with like Torgal in like ice primes as we've had it, this is pretty legit, especially as a common, right? Like as a 2CP backup, it doesn't need to do much straight away because it's going to generate CP. But the fact that it can actually add dull and freeze to any prime that you do, that's pretty legit, I think.
Any 2CP ice backup is worth a look at now since Emina exists.
Yeah. Just going to say as well, it's not limited to once per turn. So in those, magical unicorn turns where you prime twice, you will get 2 dull and freezes.
Yeah, absolutely, completely. With Torgal allowing it as well, like it's, this is I think definitely on my biofoils list, but for definite.
I think when you make a deck this, you're probably only going to run the 1, maybe 2, if you're going full ham on the priming. But we'll see.
The nice one about this is it turns your old Jill Shiva online immediately, because the Jill was always dull and freezing 1. There were some cases you couldn't quite get the dull freeze on the 2nd to trigger the discard. Whereas
That's
this
a
will
really good
automatically
point.
do it.
Yeah.
That's quite legit. Actually, I hadn't considered that. Yeah, nice.
Undead Princess, which every art of Undead Princess, of which there have been 3, look exactly the same. But this is one of those World of Final Fantasy arts that say World of Final Fantasy on it, which is a full art. What I'll say about this being a common as well is that a sleeper hit for you several years ago, Mr. Fallon, was Norstallen, wasn't it? The one that gains crystal and stuff like this. But this says, gain crystal and opponent discards. That's not insignificant, really, right?
When I first read this, I thought, oh my god, that is such a good backup. Hang on, backups don't have power. But still, for 3 CP, you're getting a crystal and a discard and a 7k body. This is significant power creep. This is. I mean, I'm not saying that this card itself is good, but the combination of those 3 things on a 3 CP body isn't terrible. I mean, the name isn't contested.
I think don't write it off is the thing, right? Like that's more the thing, rather than saying it's not good, it's not an auto include, but don't write it off.
Even last set or the set before, like when I'd occasionally see some ice decks from tournaments, like some of them still had is it Argath in?
Yeah.
And this is just strictly better for the same cost.
So sure, different. I wouldn't say strictly better, because of the history that Argath has had, and the fact that he still sees consideration 25 sets later.
But like this does the same thing, but on a better body.
Well, Argath costs 2, which is the big thing.
3k though is very Marlborougable.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But what is?
I definitely keep an eye on this one.
I think so as well. I think this might be a sleeper by your full arts. But we'll see, I guess.
Is it a full art?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the WAFs are full arts.
Yeah, okay.
Next up, we have the first Ice Warrior of Light. It's Wall again. He's not terrible, but he's not going to see constructive play, let's be honest.
No, I mean, yeah, he's a common for sure. I mean, because he has nice abilities. On attack, discard 2 cards, break any forward. That reads amazing. But you've got to have a 9k body that lasts and is able to attack in the current format. Good luck.
Yeah.
I can't see the space that an ice deck has for this.
And also remember, because of Cecil on the board, that's not discard 2, that's discard 3.
And it has to get to the point of attacking.
Yeah.
So it's got to live a whole turn and then attack. Yeah.
As far as commons go, this is pretty cool. Commons format stuff as well, this might really have a place. But in standard, no. It doesn't. We have the ice backup that's if you discard a different element, it does something else. It ain't this one. Simple as that, really.
No.
Deal 5k
Ice lightning backup line. Oh, go on.
Well, I'd say deal 5k to a dull forward on for 3 CP is like it's okay, I guess. But and like getting all of these things, being able to get like lights and darks out of your hand, sure. But like having to discard a lightning card, deal a dull 7k, it's just in constructed. You just don't have to do this. It's as simple as that, really, right?
Ice Lightning's backup line is so set already as well.
Oh yeah.
It's infinitely better, more consistent EX burst choices in Ice Lightning.
Yeah, because it usually comes down to like 3 searches and 3 targets, and that's your 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you go that high, you know.
Yeah, well, exactly. Sure. Next up, we have Kadaj, who's quite interesting, especially for a common, to be honest. I think
because
really
this wasn't spoiled, was it? This is...
Nope.
I don't think we saw this.
This is brand new today.
3 CP 9k with the downside that he can't block. That's pretty much it. At the end
that's mandatory.
Yeah, at the end of each of your turns, remove Kadaj from the game, and at the end of your opponent's turn, play Kadaj onto the field, which means that he can attack when he comes back, because it's the same as the Dark One. He comes back in the end of your opponent's turn. Yeah. But then when he comes back at damage 3, which damage 3 is like, don't usually start playing the game until damage 3 now, so that's really not a downside, right? Kadaj into the field, choose 1 forward, dull it. It's listen, again, maybe not for standard, right? But like as far as a common goes, this is pretty nuts, I think.
Yeah, this is good. I think it's a very cute, sort of watered down version of the dark version of Kadaj. You know, watered down, power crept slightly, and nerfed slightly as well, but it's fine. EX burst, dull for. I mean, Surgi's since its inception has seen a lot of play, just because opponents playing against an ice deck now have to realize, right, I need 1 extra blocker in case they use Surges. Yeah. Having this on top of that as well, sort of, it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it's definitely one I'll keep an eye on for us.
I think so as well. Like again, as well for low rarity formats like Pauper, Commons. Like Commons is one of my favorite like game types. I think that's like really up there.
It's a strong card because it's hard to remove.
Yeah, 3 CP 9k, it's legit, man. Next up we have Kuja. Really interesting. Not a full art because this is not original art. But he's pretty good. Especially for a rare, not bad at all. Kuja enters the field, you may remove 1 ice backup you control from the game. When you do so, your opponent discards 2 cards. That's, there's a lot of ice backups you don't mind sort of like cycling things out these days, especially if it's going to get rid of like a juggler or something. Because there's...
What about Gumba? Is that only when it leaves the field?
No, I think that's break zone, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even get rid of like my Yazaels or my Eminas just so I can replay them again.
Well, there is a card this set that likes Juggler, right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, when Kuja is chosen by your opponent's summon or ability, if your opponent doesn't discard 1 card, cancel its effect. Well, Yuna doesn't like that. The problem is with that.
It's another also.
Well, yeah, and then.
Yeah, but then you have to dull 4 to dull it.
Yeah.
Else,
well, they could just dull everything else instead, and then just attack.
But yeah, I really like this. It's gonna compete with the LB one, but there's no reason you can't have both.
It's worth a play. If ice is good, then it's definitely worth a go.
It's a big if.
There's quite a few discard 2 effects in this set. Actually, one thing I noticed about ice is that they duck their game a little bit. You have to jump through more hoops, but discarding 2, that's come up more than once this set.
This is the fastest way to do it, though, because this is the only one I think it's on entry.
Well, moving on, we have Kujata, which is the summon cycle for ice. Dealing 2 active ice forwards, and instead of paying the cost, you can cast for this to choose 1 dull forward, break it. It's fine. It's okay. I don't think it's going to make the cut.
No. Unfortunately, ice
all of their summons are called Shiva, apart from like 3 of them. And you can get, if you're playing Ice, you can probably get by without playing any summons at all, except for maybe the 1-cost Shiva, because of the fact you remove 4 from the break zone. That's still probably the best Ice summon, and that is strictly a mono Ice card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when I was playing Ice, I found a lot more of the time I'd rather leave the forward on the field dull froze than ever kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most things have entry effects or, some kind of benefit.
It's cool and it's cheap, but you're not going to do it. Simple as that, really, I think, isn't it? We have the monster of this cycle, Cripshay, and during this turn, he becomes a forward with 7,000 power and first strike, and deals damage to your opponent, put him to the break zone, your opponent discards 2 cards. Maybe this is the best of them?
I liked this one. I'd consider playing this one.
Oh, what's interesting is that this doesn't have haste, so if you did play it out, you'd be able to then tap it for the Shiva and then swing with it next turn. If you're playing that sort of way.
Well, that's
I
definitely
think
something to bear in mind for pre-release, right?
Yeah.
You mean the summon we just went past?
The summon, the Kujata. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Using this to pay for Kujata is an interesting one because we'll see.
Yeah.
I also like how it's from Remake, but I don't remember seeing that design in Remake.
It is in there. I don't really recall seeing his face, but I know the name.
I just keep reading it as Crisps Hay. I just can't. It's like a little mini dyslexia thing going on. I
see it as well now. Oh my god. It does say Crisps.
Who doesn't like crisps? I mean, come on. Hey.
Sid Waff. When your opponent uses the X burst, your opponent randomly discards 1 card. That's pretty good. Is this sort of Lena for Ice, yeah? But again, full art as well, because World of Final Fantasy 1, but it's a 2 CP Ice backup, which are like all good now, right?
Yeah.
This
Lena
card
Ice missing all the rest of the text box being filled in with other good effects.
This has sort of made me want to look back at the Opus 21 Girl Who Forgot Her Name and Snow, and wondering if Mono Ice decides to have like a mini sort of WAF package in there and see what that does. I think this is quite a nice deterrent card, especially if you have things that punish discard on top of it as well, like a Biblos or a Vice.
Well, doesn't this absolutely destroy like 30 EX burst Warrior of Light decks?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, random discard is very rare, and I think this is definitely one to keep an eye on. And if you have a full art or 2 of it, don't let it go for cheap, because I think there's going to be some use cases for it. I think it's a really cool card. I don't think it's going to be shaking the meta up single-handedly or anything like that, but it is. I quite like it. I think it's quite interesting.
Issue with it, I think, is it lacks a searcher outside of Emina.
I think that's probably enough these days. Hey,
but I don't know if this is the first thing you'd grab.
You couldn't grab Torgal any other way, and that saw massive play. It might be a play 3 of them sort of thing, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Well, some people in our Discord went absolutely mad when they saw Sid Reigns saying, "Oh man, this thing is busted." This is dog shit. To put it lightly. During this turn, if your opponent has discarded the card during two summons or abilities, the cost required to cast Sid Reigns is reduced by 2. Cool. We like free guys. When a forward enters your opponent's field other than from their hand, you may put Sid Reigns into the break zone. When you do so, break it. Sure.
I mean, it's the LB killer. Anything being played off of Cecil you have to think twice.
I don't know.
I think he's too easy to remove, and the fact that he has to go to break zone for the effect, it's not cost.
Yeah, that is a consideration.
If you have a way of killing him on the stack, they lose out on it, which I think is the problem. I mean, he's always going to be free, and they're printing more Psycoms, which I like because I want Gilnabat to be a playable card. I may have bought 3 full arts because I thought they would be playable, but that's besides the point.
All the text on her is good, man. It's decent investment, trust me.
One day. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be that. And again, like, I don't think Ice has the space for this.
No, because again, it's like this is that sort of space that like you should be spending on like your lens and things like that, right?
Last well.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's sort of like a bomb forward, which they usually are, and this is not a bomb. But
and it's so easy to remove before you play like your LB card.
You basically cannot play this against a fire deck.
No.
And even if like they do like play an LB Machina to get rid of it or something, like that's fine. It's still like straight removal, right?
If it was character, I'd like it more. But yeah, it's not.
No. Charlotte, the legend. You can only pay with ICP to cast Charlotte. When Charlotte is chosen by opponent's summons or abilities, if your opponent doesn't discard one, cancel its effect. And when the character enters your opponent's field, dull it and freeze it. Look, this is really good. As a knight as well, it's probably, I don't know if you can play this in knight decks, right? Because you have to pay ICP and it costs 5.
Yeah, it's pretty nigh on impossible to play it in knight decks.
Rams is your only thing that's going to get it out.
But this is your only thing you're playing off of Ramza.
Yeah, he's got better things to do.
Yeah.
But like, look, it's good, and again, it's more, I suppose, anti-Una sort of stuff. But like, this isn't the Charlotte we're looking for. The one in the starter set is the one we're looking for.
I've had that conversation with people, but like, with how quick decks are now, and that they relatively have an established board on turn 2, turn 3, you cannot jam this down turn 1 blind because you don't know what you're playing against. So like, how early does this need to come in for it to be generating value?
Well, yes, because of its last effect, right? Sure.
Yeah.
I completely get you. Maybe you do play it early because again, it is going to dull and freeze every character that your opponent plays from that point onwards. This is hard to see, isn't it? Like, it just has to.
But it's that one of like, you play it blind and your opponent's just like, okay, I'll just set up dull freeze, like a couple of backups for 1, 2 turns, and then just go, all right, I'm fine to just kill it now.
Maybe I'd have loved this as a 3/7 or something. Well, maybe that would have been too much.
Well, you could just remove the protection effect. The fact it has to be paid with ICP, I also think holds it back a lot.
Yeah.
It basically has to be in a mono deck.
Oh, thank God.
It's the fact that Kirilla exists means this has to be 5 or higher with this text.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to try this in an ice deck, but I'm just like, I feel like she's such a hard card to evaluate of like, she needs to come down as early as possible, but also there's a lot of decks where you jam her down turn 1, they're like, I don't care.
Well, yeah, or they just well, I suppose they've got to pay extra for a summon as well, right? Like, no, maybe it is just jam her down early and see what happens, right? Because
but then I'm just playing a Cat 4 deck that just goes, oh, I've stood back up at the end of my turn anyway.
Well, I suppose, yeah, that's the exception these days, right? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll
keep an eye on it though. I definitely feel like it's a little bit underwhelming for a legend, but then I think some of the legends this have been anyway. So
I don't think this is a set for the legends, if I'm honest. But like, there's some exciting stuff, but it isn't from the legends. But I quite like that.
I think she's the only legend that didn't get a full art as well.
Oh, because it's still old art, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Keep an eye on it. I'll pick up some foils if I can find some.
And next up we have Summoner, which is, I love that glow around Shiva. My goodness, that's maybe this is the best FF11 art so far. When summoner enters the field, choose one ice summon in your break zone, add it to your hand, and put someone into the break zone. During this turn, the cost per card to next summon is reduced by 2. It cannot become 0. Right. Straight up, we all know that ice summons are terrible unless they're the 1-cost Shiva, which is in your hand. Simple as that, really, right?
I like this for the first effect, but then I just read the tap, break it, and I'm like, I don't know what ice summon I'm reducing by 2.
It doesn't say ice summon. It doesn't say ice summon.
I don't know what summon, because it's like the 1-drop Shiva is still going to cost 1, and then the 4-cost Shiva is free if you've played an ice forward.
It's
kind of just.
Is this one a full art?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're cool.
It's a still from the game. I don't think they do those as full arts, do they?
Well, when we win worlds.
This is my world's promo.
Ruggagene. Ruggagene is game screenshot full art. Thanks
that was
for
a
the
promo, right?
Promo.
Not an inherently full art. Yeah.
Next up, we have Jill, the other ice legend, who primes for 3. She's a 3 CP 7k, and when Jill enters the field, she's up to the same number of characters as the job icon in your break zone and or remove from the game and dull them. And at the beginning of the attack phase, during each of your turns, you may pay 1 ice. When you do so, choose 1 dull forward, break it. It's nice art. Some people seem pretty up on this. It seems pretty 50-50, but like, I think the old one is so good.
She does everything at the wrong stage of the game for ice. This is a much more mid to late game card, I think, which you don't really want to get that far.
Sure. No, I completely understand that. I just think that the other one costs 1, man. Like you say, if you've got the Annabella, that's going to just do it, right?
The priming cost on this might as well be irrelevant, because if you're playing her, it's for the last effect. Which
means you're not going to prime her,
yeah. But she's a 3-drop 7k, which to me at this point in the game are the worst numbers you can have on a card.
Well, yeah, that's it. Like, so it's going to do this and then get clouded immediately, right?
Yeah. You pay 4 to kill a dull forward, which there's many, many cards that you can do better than that with.
I suppose it does go into Yuna as well. If they've been dulled out.
It's unlikely to happen though.
Yeah, I know. They usually do. They just wait until. Well, they'll just wait till the attack phase, right, and then they'll dull out. But I suppose it is possible. But yeah, I'd love to be. Often I'll say with these set reviews, it turns out on things that we are completely wrong, and honestly, I really enjoy that. I love getting proven wrong on things, and I love this and the Clive and the Joshua to completely prove me wrong. But that's why I think I have to take the stance of I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not. I love the artwork, and again, fuck anything from the Magic crossover. This is better than that, but it's fine, isn't it? It's. I think we've got a Shiva that costs 1 and dull freezes and then kills on priming of like 1 as well. So the other Jill's really, really good, and I would love to be wrong. Anybody got stronger feelings?
Nope.
Nah, I'm not sold. Not sold on her at all.
Shiva 16 though, which I've kept for talking of Jill. When Shiva 16 enters the field, freeze all the forward your opponent controls, and if she's primed, you can freeze all the characters your opponent controls. Hey, pretty good for Crystal Bearer.
That's true. It's very true.
For S1 and Dull, your opponent discards 2 cards, but you can only use it during your main phase. That's 2 rare Shiva 16s now. I think the other one is really, really good, but I don't think this is terrible. But I don't find it exciting.
I'm
the back-
definitely in the mind of playing 2 and 1 or 3 and 1 of the other one with 1 of this in, because there's turns where you could just prime into this and massively shut your opponent down.
Sure.
The thing is the whole S and tap means that you're either attacking with this or discarding them for 2. And if you're not attacking with it, you keep them alive for another turn and they draw another 2 cards. So how effective is this? I don't know. It'd be interesting to try in mixed versions of it, mixing with the old one for sure. But I don't know, I'm not really sold on it compared to the old one.
Yeah, I don't rate the S effect, but it's the priming into it to freeze all characters. Like if your opponent just had a big turn where they've tried to just jam out everything they can and then turning it all keeping it all sideways.
That is good. I will concede to the fact that is good.
I just wish that, because it's the fact you have to prime into it is the problem, because it's how many of these you put in a deck compared to the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not for me, I think. But we have a brand new Snow. This is what I mean. Like I love Mazda's art, but this is just, that's just Snow, isn't it? Like that's just, I don't know. But yeah, he's a lessee, so I suppose he can become cheaper off of the Fang. But when Snow enters the field, select one of the 2 following actions. If Snow enters the field due to an ability of a category 13 character, I suppose that's lightning, right? You can do both of them, which is draw 1 or your opponent discards 1. It's not massively exciting. That's what you definitely say. Oh, that's a rare, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, not a bad card for pre-release. Again, having the flexibility of draw or discard on a 4 CP 8K is just about okay. I mean, you're not going to be too disappointed if this is one of your choices for pre-release. But in the main deck, you're going to want to be prioritizing it off of Lightning or Hope.
For main deck, well, I'm going to be playing the LB at this rate, right?
Yeah. I was going to say that I don't think this can take a main deck slot because the LB searches you 2 cards that you're desperate for.
Yeah. No, the LB's a lot better.
Sound the warp horn. We have warp support.
Oh, here we go.
I really like this.
It's really interesting.
It is really interesting. There's a lot of stuff you can play with this, whether it's the Tidus or something like that. Yeah, it's almost a shame that she's got Warp 1, right?
Yeah, you'd have liked it if she could have done an extra turn or something. But I suppose, like, if you're playing the warp deck, like warping this and immediately playing Vayne to bring her in, it's not bad.
It's a lot of cards out of your hand, though, isn't it?
Well, it's 4, 5. But I've seen it done.
Sure. You better win the game that turn.
Yeah, I mean, put all the warp cards together. Fire, the ice and wind stuff. Now might have a decent thing going on with this, the upcoming Fina spoilers, Theodore, Vayne. There might be something in it. Now we'll see.
Yeah, this is a sort of, well, maybe somebody can work this out if they don't have to pay the extra from Yuna to take the counters off.
I think between this and Tidus, though, they're starting to figure out what warp needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
Massive value, like unfair levels of value.
As opposed to just being, we stuck warp on a common card like the bots we got 2 sets ago. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can play the monk. Brilliant.
One day it's going to be in Fish's deck, and he'll be happy about it.
Those are 2 different statements that I don't think we should put together. Rounding off ice for now, because there's a couple of 12 that we will talk about a bit later, is Star Sybil. Oh man. Oh man. Everything. I hate everything about this card. I hate the fact that it costs 4. I hate the fact that it's a hero. I hate the fact that it's Star Sybil, which means that you can't even search it off a Star Sybil.
Canon title.
I hate the fact that it's only once per turn. It's just, my God.
This is such an Opus 5 card.
Yeah, this could have been 2 or 3 times.
How dare you say that this is an Opus 5 card? Because fucking Star Sybil was an Opus 5 card. How fucking dare you, man? Because that card was like meta defining for like 2 years. Like, how dare you? This is like an Opus 1 card, maybe.
I might have said that just for your reaction, but who knows?
Yeah, this is a fucking hero, man. Jesus.
This is we need to have a sad booster pack award. Whenever you open a booster pack and this is your hero at the end of it, is like, oh,
gotta wait for somebody to get double. That's the hero, and then it's also the foil in the pack as well.
If this wasn't a once per turn, like, you could see to playing 3 of these in your deck just to like completely try and screw over like unit value.
There had to be a limit on it. I just don't know what the limit should be.
It costs 4, so if it became good, people would play like Backup Breaker Taunch or something.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I don't think this could have had an indefinite amount of discards. I think there had to be a limit, but I just don't know what the limit should have been.
Well,
it definitely should have been higher than 1.
Still, like, I don't know.
Yeah. But it's also they just go empty-handed and then do everything anyway, and then this doesn't do anything.
Yeah, there's no negative effect for if they don't discard a card, cancel it, or something other.
But it's like,
that would be interesting.
It's a hero, man. It costs 4 with no value. Like, it. Could it not get something back from the break zone? Could it not discard on entry, or generate a bloody crystal, would you, or something? Like, give me a reason.
3? You know, there's a lot of stuff going on here that isn't good.
Which reminds me of people talking about Where I again.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, here we are into wind. Straight up with the legend Ash. Oh god, she looks freezing.
I've softened on this card.
I know you hated this at first.
I thought it was terrible at first, but I've softened on it.
It's a 2CP 9k that costs 5, which is good. She gives power to other forwards, and by dulling an active category 12 character, you can choose one forward during this turn. The next damage to it is reduced by 2,000. So, like, you know, she's got. I think there's a lot of like hidden depth to a card like this.
Well, there's no restriction on that effect, so you can do it multiple times during yours or your opponent's turn. There's potential there, I think, for that.
So the main reason I came round on this was mainly because Ash isn't a contested name in the Sky Pirates builds and stuff like that. She's either not in there, or it's like a random Ash that you'll be playing. Whereas I think this is probably the best one to go in there. She's still not amazing, but it's decent enough, and the power bump I think is something useful just to put a lot of them out of AMI range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially like making like dual Fran a little bit more.
Well, that's it. I mean,
out now she hits like 11k.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not going to block this, are you?
Oh no, that's it. I mean, dual Fran, I think, is now with this and the Bash from 2 sets ago. I think it's quite interesting. Again, it'd be worth trying something with that.
It definitely looks like they're pushing Cat 12 as more of a wind deck, though, with the releases this set and the one 2-3 sets ago.
So they need to narrow it down a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, but I thought it was quite nice as Earth Wind, but it just seems like they're designing it a lot more now as pure wind, unless we get Sky Pirates reproduced in water.
Next up, we have Alexander, and this was the Alex Hancock spoiler, I believe. And people read it, and everyone was a bit sort of down on it. Oh my god, we've seen this sort of like breaks 5 cost loads of times. and then realised it said character, which means it's gone from to
Hit those tyros.
The character element of it makes it more playable, obviously. I mean, Tyro is seeing a lot of play, as it has done since its inception.
Thordan.
You wouldn't want to break a Thordan off of this, just because of the draw effect on Thordan.
I always forget he's got that line of text.
Yeah.
What?
When Thordan leaves the field, draw a card.
It does not say that.
Break.
It does.
It absolutely does. Bring it up.
What are you on about?
Because
I bet this isn't going to fit on the screen. Hang on. No, it doesn't. I don't know how many times I played that, and I could not have told you that was the effect it had.
That's what everybody
what the
says.
hell? I just see the search one card at the end, and like, oh my god.
So,
well, we're all learning today.
I've done it with Kato Basha. I forgot it says it. I was just like, it just reads any card. That's all it does.
Right. Okay. Sure.
But yeah, Alexander. I think it's fine. I just don't know what kind of deck it goes in.
Maybe not constructed playable, but
Mono Wind has got like no new cards in 5 sets.
Thank God.
Well, the interesting thing about this is that Windstorm decks. This is a way to cast it without paying CP. It's a cast without paying CP. I mean, you chuck down your Luso and your Belgemini or something like that, and then you just tap them anyway to do this. I think there might be some application for it as maybe a one-off. But again, those kind of decks are pretty set in their ways, and they've got more than enough good choices anyway. This might be an interesting route for them. Also thinking of 5 CPs and mores that see play at the moment as well, like killing a Wind Cecil for actually just 2 CP, I suppose isn't too bad either.
Yeah. No, it's a good way to do that. It's better than Death Gaze anyway.
Yeah. Don't you joke about that.
We have Varn, who is like a mixture of old Varns. When Varn enters the field, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Job Sky Pirate among them to your hand, and return the others to the bottom of your deck in any order. And when a Job Sky Pirate other than the Varn enter the field, choose up to 2 backups, activate them. This only will trigger once per turn. Look, if you're hurting for Varns and you're new to the game or something like that, there's worse you can do. It's in the X Burst as well. In standard, you've got better choices, but this isn't that bad.
You say that. I only think there's one better Van to play.
Which one would you say that is?
Which is the Opus 15 Legend.
The wind
It's
one?
the pay a wind, reactivate all your Sky Pirates, pay a water, do 2k power reduction. I think in a dedicated Sky Pirate or Cat 12 deck, I think that's the only better Van to play at the moment. I think this one was the next choice.
And he's wearing.
Oh, as you were saying earlier, Sky Pirates is sort of narrowing itself down to wind and maybe wind earth. This is, this might make this Varn a bit better for that reason alone. So it's a bit more streamlined.
And he feels like he's wearing nothing at all.
It's definitely showing off his back.
I saw a lot of people quite down on it when it was spoiled, but I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. I think it looks pretty solid. I think it's okay. I think there's definitely worse you can do. I think there's probably a little bit better that you can do, but I don't know if it will see too much play, but I think it's okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
They need to print a very good Sky Pirate, I think, to make them come back.
Sky Samurai. When Sky Samurai attacks, choose up to 2 backups, activate them, and gains 2,000 power to the end turn. Moving on. We have Aerith. When Aerith enters the field, activate all the category 7 characters other than Aerith you control. Maybe this is good, but I don't think it is.
It's everything about it is wrong.
Isn't the artwork exactly the same as the light one we got?
No, that's the other way around.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, never mind. I stand corrected.
I
This, I really want to like this card. reads amazingly, but it's like it's in wind, which is not a big one for Cat 7, and it's named Aerith, and it's like the aforementioned light Aerith is usually the one you'd want to steer towards if you are playing an Aerith.
Or
obviously
the
there's
Wind Legend, or the LB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it for this one.
It's also the fact that like it costs 3, and then like I keep thinking back to like there's the 2 cost EX burst Riku that just reactivates all your forwards.
This is
I'm just
characters,
yeah, but how many Cat 7 backups are you playing in an element that's playing this?
Yeah, well, there's Sid Highwind. I think they want to go Wind Earth at the moment as well. Like,
there's ZG, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, GTA. Yeah.
And this is immediately competing with the LB Aerith. That's
like
really good as well.
I'm not making any exceptions for this one. I don't think so. I think Aerith is a fairly contested name. Well, not hugely, but like, this is not the top of my pile at all. No. Echo, which is similar to the old one, I guess. But she can search for a card named Wall and add to your hand, and then you can break her and choose one Wall, and it cannot be chosen by opponents to summon her abilities till the end of the turn. So unit just does it on the stack of that. Brilliant.
You think you're searching for the Wall to play in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there an EX Echo that searched any Mobius forward?
I believe so, yeah, and I think it also costs... I don't think it had EX on it. I think it was just...
Yeah, it costs 3. I think it's Opus 9.
It costs 3. There's a remarkably similar Echo that does potentially more.
Opus 10, it just searched for a Mobius forward and added to your hand.
Sure. Okay, so a slightly variant version of that then, I guess.
Not hugely exciting though, right?
No.
No, Wall's never been a staple name.
Speaking about Mono Wind getting no cards though, before anything like that, Cloud is sort of a Mono Wind card. When he enters the field or attacks with the top card of your deck, if it's a win card, add it to your hand. I suppose that is this actually just a warp card then? Like playing this for free off of the Vitalis? Because you should be having a lot of win cards in there, right?
Yeah, I mean this increasingly hypothetical warp deck is probably going to be Wind Ice, right?
Yeah, I think it has to.
Well, I suppose we can probably, if we're talking about it now, we can talk straight about the Fina that is the warp support for this, but it's sort of because of Fina, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
I'm sort of bothered that it's a job warrior because I don't like. Cloud's a soldier. Just make him a soldier for God's sake.
At least it's spelt correctly.
True. True.
Shots fired.
I
mean,
I'm a big fan of all the combat stuff in Rebirth, and all say like for a game that I usually like tout as like being really flavorful. That's not what Focus Thrust does.
I don't see this seeing play, but for a common, it's
strong
it's
common,
very good.
Really strong common. I think it's something that I probably get my £1 foils of just in case, But yeah, we're talking about warp, so let's talk about Fina. Hero, not a legend. This is something you usually expect to be sort of legend, right? Because this is the centerpiece of a deck, you'd imagine.
Oh God, I thought it would be a rare. Okay.
Your warp cost can be paid with CP of any element. This has been something that's been massively lacking, though, isn't it? Like Mono Wind can play Tyrador now. That's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
When Fina enters the field, you may search for one card with warp. So no matter what it is, and you can warp it. You're gonna need some like backups, though, right? Before you get going. I suppose that in Wind, that's not a big problem either. If you go like Chocobo, Sam, Fat, Chocobo, right?
Yeah.
So choose one card removed from the game, remove one warp counter from it. You can use this ability during your turn. So again, you can make Fistalis happen like straight away without Vayne.
Yeah. I mean, even combining both, like removing 2 warp counters off summon, you've played that turn.
This Tidus and Golbears, is that an Archfiend thing? Like,
Archfiends a go.
Look, it's really cool, and I'm sure warp probably isn't good, but
they're trying. Okay,
we need to explore it, right? It's maybe it'll be something someday. So I think this is a investment in the future.
I have no issues with them trying to make a mechanic work like this.
Even if they got to throw everything at it to make it.
Yeah.
Next World of Final Fantasy full art is Cactuar Conductor. I'm dead surprised that we weren't given this, and instead we got given Tidus, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with like much. This is a tough one because like you say, it's the wrong element, so it doesn't really help with anything in the WAF deck. But this effect is really strong, and it does work with like.
It's your protection for Ren, really.
No, it's
or cloud double kill stuff.
The Charlotta that searches for any card when it's walked in.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a watch one. Why weren't we given this?
I know.
Because they wanted us to, because we've been streaming so much Yuna. they were like, we know what's right up your alley.
I'm not complaining because like our spoilers are always like pretty good. Like we do pretty good on spoilers, and I'm really thankful for that. Even if like when they gave us Tidus and we had to read it 6 times to make sure it did what we thought it did.
I like this card. It's a cool fill up, but it's just the wrong element for WoF.
For now, perhaps.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to review all the potential targets for it, and in future, if anything 5-cost WoF comes out that's really strong, this might come back out of the woodwork.
And if they change the elements of like Lan and Rain, for example, like it's
because at the moment it's almost always been fire, ice, and then they've had a lightning printing, but that's more monster focused.
Yeah. So, you never know. We have Cisne, who now has 2 original arts with full arts, while Tifa and Aerith have none. Thanks very much, Cisne. That's fantastic. Some people are quite down on this card. I think it's pretty strong, to be honest.
Break any monster that needs to be on more cards,
and activating all your backups, and then 2k pings. As mono win cards go, it's pretty standard, but like it's not terrible at all.
Modal choices like that are never bad because it's either free or it's getting you removal.
Yeah. Very weird, obviously haven't played Rebirth, but very weird that Cisne sort of given up her life as a Turk and she's become a youth coalition member. She's sort of trying to give back to society.
She's the mayor of Gongaga now.
Yeah, so that is how she is in the 7 timeline.
Yeah.
I did think we were going to get another Turk version though.
Yeah, we do have another Turk coming up.
Fucking give us Turk Vincent, for Christ's sake.
And all of the other ones from
Before Crisis. Yeah.
Yeah. We've only got Legendary Turk. I want all the other ones.
We do have one, which is the Cisne from like, what was it, Opus, the lightning one that's like you got to discard a card.
Oh yeah.
Because that was before she was called Cisne. She was just called Shuriken at that point. But yeah. More Turks, more fucking Vincent, man. Jesus.
It means to me that we've had more Cisne Turks than we've had Elena Turks, though. When technically more of them should be not her being a Turk.
Wind, White Mage, discard 1 card, choose 3 cards in your opponent's breakers and remove them from the game. If it was a water card as well, draw 1 card. Man, this one's pretty good, right?
Yeah, remove 3.
it's the fact you have to discard to do it. I was almost going to say this is like, a power crept Edward backup. But it's interesting because you can do more, but you obviously have to discard for it. It's
anti-Earth, Kusify sort of thing, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is again going back to what we were saying about the other FFTS stuff that is Ice Lightning, Wind Water, or the other two.
I don't think you care about the water stuff. Every effect that I've seen is just like fine if you just discard one card.
The water does seem a bit tacked on.
Yeah, I mean, it did. You draw an extra card. Oh, cool! I have to still discard anyway.
I think it reads well, but again, I don't think there's space in standard decks for it.
No, and you don't. A wind deck can't spend CP on this, right?
And again, tap effects on backups are becoming increasingly harder to utilize, I think, because the game is getting so much more optimized and that you're almost always spending out your CP each turn.
But I mean, think about this though. Wind does have a lot of reactivation. The potential to do this multiple times during turns, yours or theirs.
Still costing you,
Is Wind going to have the ability to tap this and discard cards just for breaks and removal instead of storming off?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the thing. If this wasn't a wind card, then I think that it quite likely could see play. But otherwise, no, I don't think so. But next we have Warrior.
One of a new archetype.
Yeah.
One of 2 cards so far.
With triple R in the middle. Yeah, I know. These have definitely made it to print, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, these are absolutely a new archetype, and you cannot search them off Tyvus. I'm sorry, but Tyvus is very clear.
Sonon is pretty cool. I will play him in my Yuffie Crystal Bearer deck. 4 CP 9k. We like that. If you control card named Yuffie, Sonon, and the card named Yuffie gain haste, that's great. Especially with the fact that there is a Yuffie LB in this set. So
I was just going to say, this pairs very nicely with the LB Yuffie.
When Sonon forms a party with a card named Yuffie and attacks, activate all the backups you control and draw 1 card. I imagine you haven't played Intermission either then, Paul. But
No.
But that is bang on. That's exactly what they do together.
Sure.
So look, they got the flavor. It's good. Is it constructive playable? Well, Yuffie decks aren't really a thing in standard, and I don't think that the new LB one or the one from last set are probably going to be enough to really make this a thing. But Crystal Bearer, this is broke, right?
It's going to be very good.
Yeah, get your single foil, folks.
Mum, can we get Gigawall? We've got Gigawall at home.
I don't get it.
If crystals were 3 or 4 times better than they are now, then maybe, but
what's it supposed to get?
You reveal 2 and you play 1. It's like, why would I never just pay 7 CP for the light wall that exists?
I don't get it, and I don't know what they were thinking. This is a legend, by the way.
And a full art.
I guess it adds to hand, but I don't get it.
No. Prove us wrong on this one. Show us how absolutely broken this is. But
yeah, who made the Gigawall deck originally?
You have to. Come on, Hancock. You have to pay crystals for this. You're supposed to, aren't you? The 8 CP is a deterrent.
The 8 CP is so that you think, right, bugger, I'm going to have to try making crystals.
Well, if you pay 8 for this, at most you're getting 4 CP back, 6 if the thing you hit gets you a search.
Is it a secret samurai card?
I mean,
you ignore the fact it's wind. You play the crystals. You generate the crystals off of samurais.
Are you going to generate 3 fast enough?
Yeah, because you've got at least 6 backups that generate crystals.
Maybe then.
And you've got the crystal kind as well. which I
But
suppose.
then you just know, like, you're going to ramp to 5 backups, play this, then you're only going to hit backups.
Yeah.
Which are unplayable because you're at 5.
I don't know. You could. I suppose you could. No, you can't. You can't even. You can't even crack your like samurai backups on the stack, right? Like because you're in the middle of doing the effect.
You've already seen what they are. Yeah. You'd have to.
I think that's the best I can think of it so far. Like people are gonna think about this and maybe come up with something, but I'm happy with every I got to apologize as well as far as like set review goes and the amount of cards we've gone. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, but the thing is, we're usually so sure on this stuff, and like, I don't know. A power level of some of this stuff just seems pretty weak, or what we've got is better. But like, maybe people can show us otherwise. But man,
they've gone back to
wrong,
Bart's.
folks.
I wanted more Bart's Boko cards, not whatever this is.
Yeah. Next we have Pinello, which is like almost one of the most contested names in any deck that can play a Pinello, right? Because like every Pinello is like good. Every single one of them. How are her trousers staying up?
Magic.
My God. If you control
threat of a lawsuit alone.
She's free if you control a Van, which is good. And when Pinello enters the field, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a category 12 card, add it to your hand, which it probably will be.
She works with the new Van really, really well because it basically makes them free.
And even freer than that because it'll reactivate the 2 backups as well. So
that's what I mean. You've paid 4 and then you'll be getting a card back and reactivating 2.
It has the job dancer, but it's not a dancer, and the other one is, so don't even worry about that. But like I don't know, is this I don't know. It's like there's at least 3 Pinellos I can think of that I played before this, right?
She definitely so the wind one from Opus 22, I think it was 21. That reactivates 2 if you control a Sky Pirate, I think is still the best one. I think this might overtake the water one. Because again, I don't think water is a playable element in Sky Pirates at the moment.
Sure.
And you don't really play the backup one in Sky Pirates.
Well, you've still got Philo, right?
Pirate.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. But you don't really splash in the water Sky Pirates like Elza. Is it Elza?
Yeah. I still really rate the Pinello backup as my favorite one, though. So
I just wish she was a Sky Pirate. It's the fact she's only dancing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fine.
It's fine. It's a consideration, but I'm not sure it's good enough. But for a common, I think it's got very, very good text.
Nearly there. So we have Gorger, which is the monster of this whole thing, which is during your turn, Gorger cannot be becomes a forward of 7,000 power and cannot be blocked by a forward of cost 3 or more. And when Gorger deals damage to your opponent, put Gorger into the break zone. When you do so, choose up to 3 backups, activate and draw 1 card. In pre-release, in draft, not in standard.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
What have we got next? We have Millefeuille.
Millefeuille. This is quite interesting, actually. I think Preston's going to quite like this one. There's some interesting potential here. You know, the fact that it's a Moogle backup so that it makes your Choco Mog online. It's a 1-drop backup, which you don't see a lot of that are playable. Obviously, it's a mono win card. New name, yeah, that's interesting. You know, there was a it's a mono win card because you need to have 15 or more in there to draw 2, but we'll see.
I think the game's too fast for this now.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think that actually just being a job Moogle 1-cost backup with a name that doesn't clash with anything else is worthwhile, and the effect is like a bonus. I think that's pretty much all that you really care about with that. But
what's his name? Macmillan.
Yeah.
Mike Macmillan, he made a really cool Moogle deck class format. Very interesting stuff. I mean, obviously, it was lots of different colors going on, but this might find a place in something like that.
I suppose, it's another backup you can tap for Stilt Skin and things like that instead of it being forward.
Yeah, exactly. New name.
So, finishing it off with Wind, we have Larsa. Oh, God. Good thing this is a hero, to be honest.
Cracked.
This is really good. Really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't clash with other Larsas because it's Wind and it's not supposed to be played with anything else. When Larsa enters the field, you may search for one card named Ash, card named Bash, or Job Judge and add it to your hand. So that's backups as well. There are backup Ashes. There's like it searches for like the Drace backup, right? So
The lightning one, yeah.
there's Gabranth backups and there's Gabranth forwards. Yeah, like this is really good. It's really versatile. This is the sort of backup that I like, not the water one that's just like too open ended.
You need to look at the elements for it, but this has added a lot to, or could potentially add a lot to the Turbo Bash deck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
'Cause it grabs the key targets you want.
Yeah.
Although I do find it funny it doesn't search for his brother.
Well, it does. Job Judge.
No,
Oh, his own brother, Vane.
yeah,
Oh,
Vane
sorry.
isn't judge. Yeah, I guess Gabranth, yeah.
When a category 12 forward you control is put from the field into the break zone, you may put Lars into the break zone. When you do so, add it to your hand.
That's the bit I really, really like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you finally killed like my Frown or something. Okay.
Nope, we're doing it
Play
again.
next turn.
Yeah, and I'm playing the second Larsa now, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that doesn't need to wait a turn or anything to be online as well.
Mm.
You can just, as soon as that's on board, your Cat 12s are sort of protected somewhat.
Oh, Fran.
Like, how is this a hero and then like the Bart's is a legend?
I don't think this is legend worthy, but like it's really strong
The
and I
effect's
like what it can
better.
do. But yeah, it's a strong card. I'm really into
definitely.
it, and it's probably not the sort of card that goes in many decks that I would play, but I nonetheless think that it is really, really cool. So, excited to what we can do with this. Last of, we have, let me have a look here. So let's get rid of that. And let's bring up the 12.
Yeah.
Woo!
I had to look at them like this to really sort of like get my head around who they are and what they do. And it's a little bit soiree we have at home. Now, I think that a lot of the cards here are actually quite strong, and what they, what they do is pretty strong as well. But like, Halone, for example, when it enters the field, attacks, choose up to 2 characters. If you control 6 or more, job the 12, dull them and freeze at your opponent's discard 1 card. 6? Jesus Christ, man. That's like, if you control 4 of them, Azema gains haste and first strike. Like, it really wants you to have all of them. Bearing in mind that, like, we do have backups here in Warrior of Light elements, which is good. No backup in Lightning, which means that I think maybe they're the first ones cuttable,
It's
right?
quite funny because I'm reading a lot of these now and I'm comparing them to the cadets we got last set. And a lot of them have quite similar effects, but obviously the cadets are all in 2 colors or 3 colors.
Well, it's as well, like, they've sort of balanced it by putting like the searching on Menfina, which you have to pay X when you play it to search something. But you do play it straight to the field, so like you can, get one of the 2 cost backups or something like that straight away. But
I also can't believe they ran out of backups to make it have 5 backups, 5 forwards. Why is it 7 and 4?
Well, no, there's 5 backups.
7 and 5. Yeah, but I don't get why there's not a lightning backup one.
Well, it's so that you can actually play them all onto the field in Magical Dreamland.
Because that's ever gonna happen.
Oh, I know it won't. But the potential's there, right?
There's some inherently good ones. It's just I don't think this is going to ever synergize enough.
No.
Especially when people are, obviously you compare it straight to Soiree, right? But with the Soiree, you even if you don't have, for example, Madame Adele, you did have Amber, and Amber is like the card that's so good that just sees play on its own, right?
It was a backup. It was a 4-color backup line that people were using.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's the fact that Amber, Shinju, and Madame Adele were all Earth, so you could base it off of a sort of Earth base, which spoilers would let you get pretty much any other color with cards like Tyro and Shantotto. So, sort of lent itself quite well to being a multi-element deck because the key pieces were in Earth, which is what you were probably running the most of. This is going to be a lot harder to get around and do properly. I mean, I don't think you put 36 of them into your deck, 3 of each of these 12, and then 14 other cards to support it.
But you basically have to start with Memphina or Limleon in hand with the ability to play them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you don't see either of those, you're in so much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the fact you need. There's no searching for Slumline. It's at all, unless you start running wacky shit like Thornton, and then
you got Water Splash. But
so this is the sort of thing right here where you have to ask yourself as well. Like, you can stare at this and think, I can make this work, or you could just not.
You could play a good deck.
You could just do anything else.
Yeah.
And
I definitely want to give this a go, but I have no delusions about the fact that this isn't going to be.
I will try it.
I happily put my hands up and say, like, we were completely wrong a few sets ago about Warriors of the Crystal, which weren't an amazing deck, but they were a good deck. And it was a fun deck to play as soon as you got it down to only don't play the fire ones, don't do this or this. So you just sort of got it down to just the good ones. But all of these cards have strong effects and they're all good, but then you think how can I put this together? And you sort of can't. You like you say, you have to search. You have to start with the wind backup, but you can't search it without the ice backup, and the ice backup requires ice CP in the first place. So,
well, you look as though 2 of the backups basically need you to have multiple of the 12 out for them to generate you value.
Yeah.
Which means I have to be playing the Fords, which means I'm not building backups.
Yeah, nothing about it makes sense, does it?
So the fire one, it's the cheapest ones you're really going to be playing off it are 3, so you need to have 2 backups already set up.
I think if we keep staring at this, we're just going to go insane. So I have to call it here. Right, okay, so there we have it. That's the first half of the set. We're going to be trying back as soon as we can with Earth, Lightning, Water, Light, Dark, and LB. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add?
No, it's good chatting, and thanks for joining us.
I think we covered all the main bases. It's ended on a bit of a downer with the 12, but hey, I think we covered. Again, prove us wrong on this one, guys. If you think you can come up with something consistent with this engine, we'd love to see it. But right now, we just can't.
Right, well, we'll leave it there. So thanks very much, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.